The story opens in a forest where a big, strong and fierce lion was the king. All the other animals in the forest called him king and brought him gifts from every corner of the forest. But the lion was never satisfied and always wanted more. One day, the king said to himself that a king must have a court to himself. He called a fox to his side and said that since a fox is known to be a wise and clever creature, he wanted him to be his advisor. The fox thanked the king, bowing low. The lion then called a leopard to his side. As a leopard is known to be watchful and swift of foot, meaning quick in moving and running, the king wanted the leopard to be his bodyguard. The leopard thanked the king, bowing low. After the fox and the leopard, the lion called a vulture to his side. He said that since the vulture is a bird and can fly high, the king wanted him to be his messenger. Just like the other two, the vulture also thanked the lion by bowing low. The fox, the vulture, and the leopard took an oath of loyalty to the king, and the king promised to give them food and protection in return. For some time, all went well in the court of the Lion King. The three courtiers never opposed the king. His wishes were law. Whenever he rode, they stood in awe. Whenever he took a walk, they followed him. When the Lion King went hunting, they found the animals for him to kill. And after he had his meal, he left the remains for them, so they always had enough to eat. One day, the vulture came back from a flight and asked the king if he had ever eaten a camel. The vulture added that it was very tasty and he had eaten it once in the desert. The lion had never seen a camel, but he liked the idea of trying camel's meat. The lion wondered and asked the vulture, where could they find a camel? The vulture replied that there was a desert some miles away. While he was flying over it, he saw a lone, meaning only one camel not far away. He added that the camel looked big and fat. The lion looked at his other advisors for their opinion, as he considered them to be wise and experienced. Now the fox and the leopard did not know the desert, but they did not want the vulture to seem wiser than them. So they said, since it was the vulture's idea, he should lead the way. Early next morning, the lion and his court started off on the camel hunt. They reached the edge of the desert easily. But after they left the shelter of the forest, the day became very hot. The sun shone down with fire-hot rays. High up in the cooler air, the vulture flew and called out to the others to hurry as the camel was not far off. But the lion could not hurry anymore. The hot sand had burned his paws. He could go no farther and shouted to the others to stop. He said he was no more interested in camel meat and suggested that they go back to the forest. The Lion King's advisors were frightened. The forest was far behind them and they did not know how to get the lion back home. The leopard wanted to run away. The vulture wanted to watch and wait and eat the lion later on. But the clever fox thought of a plan. He ran into the desert, saying that he would bring some help. After running for some time, the fox found the camel. The camel was indeed surprised to see him. The fox told the camel to hurry up as the king wanted to meet him at once. The camel was surprised as he did not know any king. He said that he only knew his master, for whom he carried goods across the desert. The fox answered that their king, that is the lion, had killed his master and so he was free. He told the camel to come along with him. The fox added that the camel had been invited by the king to live at his court, and so the camel followed the fox. When the fox and the camel reached the lion's camp, the vulture and the leopard were surprised. Even the lion looked pleased in spite of his burnt paws. The camel was presented to the king. He agreed to serve the lion in return for a home at his court. The fox quickly requested the king to get on the camel's back so that they could return home. The lion at once jumped onto the camel's back. His courtiers, the fox and the leopard, jumped up behind him. And with the vulture flying ahead as a guide, they set off on the long journey back to the forest. When the travelers reached the forest, they were all tired and hungry. The fox, the leopard, and the vulture looked at the camel. Then they looked at each other and smiled hungry smiles. They had brought the camel for the king's dinner, and now it was time for the feast. The Lion King knew what his courtiers were thinking. The lion called the camel to him and thanked him for saving his life. The lion added that he was welcome to live at his court as long as he liked, and promised him his protection. The lion's courtiers were shocked. Had they not risked their lives so that he could try camel meat? And the king wanted to let the camel live. The courtiers were not pleased with his decision, yet they could do nothing. Now the lion's paws were so badly burned that he could not go hunting, but that did not keep him from growing very hungry indeed. He shouted at the fox, leopard, and vulture. He asked them, could they not see that he was ill and hungry? He ordered them to bring him some food. The courtiers went out as they had to obey the king. But they did not go far and sat down in a safe place and discussed what they could do. After a while, the fox hit upon an idea. They shall make the camel offer himself to be eaten. He told the others of his plan. They all agreed and went back to the king. First, the vulture stepped forward and, bowing low, informed the king that they could not find any food. But he could not let their king suffer, so he offered himself to be eaten by the king. Hearing the vulture, the fox pushed the vulture aside and cried aloud that he had more meat on him, so the king should eat him instead. The leopard rushed forward and cried out that he might not be good, but he could make a meal for the king. The camel listened to all these offers and thought that he too should offer his life to the king. The camel said that the king should eat him instead of the others, as they were the king's old friends and more useful than the camel. This was what the fox, the leopard, and the vulture were waiting for. They prepared to jump at the camel. But the lion stopped them. He said that their offers touched him, and he was happy to realize that they were such good and loyal subjects. He added that he would accept all their offers, and he shall eat them in the order in which they offered themselves. The vulture, the fox, and the leopard were shocked. Away flew the vulture. Away ran the fox and the leopard. They were never seen in the forest again. The lion had a good laugh to see them go. Then he turned to the camel and said he had been loyal and good, and he shall be his friend as long as they were alive. The camel was happy and grateful. The lion thought to himself, to be king is good, but to be kind is better.